it's tapping time. But like usual, this is where a barrel goes, and it's not here yet because I'm not ready. I got the taps set up on this side. I've already made a video about rerunning this. It still looks really good. A couple weeks ago I had a little bit of a rough spot in here, but I just pulled it tight and that looks good again. Like I said, I got the taps in over here, so this trip up I'm just putting my vacuum gauges back on. I'm going to add 2 more down here at the bottom of my 5/16, because if you watch previous videos, you know I went up real high on this one. That's probably, I don't know, probably 2.5. I don't think it's quite 3 feet. So what I'm going to do is put a T on both runs right here, put a vacuum gauge on it so I can see how much vacuum or pressure I am pulling or pushing right here. I felt okay doing this because almost all of my taps are way higher than that is. So I'll definitely have enough pressure to push it up. But what I want to see is if the vacuum created in this run here will be enough to overcome the pressure that it takes to push up. So that's what those vacuum gauges should tell us. Alrighty, got it all set up. I ended up zip tying them to the lines up there because I couldn't get the string to work, but it's alright, at least you can read them now. I put a string on this one to indicate that this is going to be my highest line, and then we'll have the second line. The high line has, I don't know, a few less taps, maybe 5, probably less than 10 maybe, which is like, this one's in the 50s, the high line's in the 50s, and then the low line's in the 60s, but then we'll know what our pressures are for that. It's time to go up in the woods and put the other 2 vacuum gauges on. There's another one up. Forgot to mention down below that I'm using these quick connects, so at the end of the season I can take them off. I'm really hoping that's not going to be a vacuum leak. Otherwise I'll probably just get a splice and put in there. I do have to remember that this one is about a pound off already, so that'll be fun to remember. Not a huge deal, but it's always something, right? One more to go on this side. That makes 4 on this side. 2 runs, vacuum gauge at top and bottom of each. Should be a good visual on what I have vacuum wise. We're on the second side. I've already got those set up. Same thing as the other side. I just got one for one long run and one for the other. Now I have to go up these lines, put my taps in. Still have to do this side. I already did this run. Still have to go across the ravine and do that. And then I have all of the taps on that side. I probably won't show you too much of that. Super boring, just put the tap on the line, squeeze it in with the tool. So I guess I'll be back when and if there's an interesting update. Got the taps all on the line. Now I have to make sure I counted everything right, because I think I have to move one of my lower lines onto my higher line to make things more equal. Right now I have 48 taps on one line and 61 on the other. So if I move my one line with 6 taps on it over, it'll be as close to equal as I can get. So I just have to make sure I counted it right and find that one with 6 taps on it and move it over. Then we have to come back up and put the vacuum gauges on. Well, it turns out I did do counting right. I have 5 lines coming in up there, but I have a bunch more coming in down here, and I'm not sure which one of them had 6 on it. I'm guessing maybe one of these ones, but it also might be that one. Either way, I really don't feel like doing a lot of walking up these hills just to count taps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, that was easy. I found it. It's a shorty. One right here. 2, 3. Oh, nope. I almost got 5. Why did I think I had 6 on that? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, that one's got way more. Must be this one on top of that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. It is what it is. And get this cut off and moved over. Put a little bit of string on that just to mark it. So I remember down the road that that's not on the lower line anymore. Now everything has, what would it be, 54 and 55 taps. So now we got to get the vacuum gauges on. One more. That makes 8 gauges. Alright, so we have all 8 gauges that are pressure and vacuum. That way we can have the best idea of what's going on in the lines as we can. Tomorrow we are going to tap, but now we have to go pressure wash the tanks out and make sure those are cleaned and ready to go. Get them in place. we're on day 2, and for some reason I forgot I was making a video. But we got this tank placed. If you want to picture what it was like, parked the skid steer there, rolled the tank off of the pallet, drug the pallet up the hill, drug the tank up the hill, put it there. I think I'm gonna have to find maybe something a little bit taller than this rock, because it's level this way, but I don't think it's level enough that way. If you don't get it level enough, you'll get stuff sitting down in here in these corners. So I think it needs to go up a little bit more. That's not a huge deal right now until we get it tapped and we actually start getting liquid in there. Second tank, drive it up through the yard, rustle the pallet down over the bank, rustle the tank down over the bank. Still have to get it hooked up to the RO, and you can see the rolls of pipe. We still gotta get those ran across here. So that's what we're gonna work on now. I think I'm gonna put an anchor in here and try something new so we can get it tight. I don't know. I had an idea a couple weeks ago and I'm not 100% sure what it was now, so we'll get it ran across and see what we end up with. So we got the high one ran. This low one, I remembered after I went and got my stuff that I bought what I was gonna do. Put the eyelet in there and then put this cable guide around the hook. That way this high tensile wire doesn't get bent too much and break. So that'll guide into that when I pull it tight. I'm gonna have to take it slow because this doesn't want to stay in here right now. It will after it gets tight though and takes its shape. We'll get it tightened up and check it out. I didn't get nearly enough done today, but we got this one ran across, stabilized. I reset this one twice, thinking I needed to end up there, and ended up I needed to be over top of it, but that fence isn't tight, so it's nothing to worry about. Got this one stabilized in the middle, so when we're pumping out, the weight doesn't sag it. Went a little OCD and made sure this entire line was sitting underneath of the wire. That way, hopefully there isn't as many bubbles in it this year. Last year we ran into a couple times where we went to pump out and the line was froze shut, so hopefully we can avoid that this year. When I get back to this, I'm gonna try doing this try doing the same thing to this one because it's all sorts of twisted around it. Unfortunately, we're not going to get tapped this weekend, so we still have the stove to get cleaned up and the trailer cleaned out. Still got wood to do, trees to tap, plenty more to watch. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.